Hi. Okay, so I'm Renata, and I am getting in the practice of building a YouTube channel. I want to build community, and I just want to share my experience. And one of the things that I'm doing right now is a 7-day water-ish fast. I say water-ish because I think conceptually a water fast is really just water, but I am also going to be having tea, especially Tulsi holy basil tea and rose petal tea, and also I have that I got from like a herbalist, um, kind of just like a liver detox tea. So I will be consuming tea in that way, herbs in that way, but not with anything in it other than the tea itself. There's no sugar, no added things. It's just the plant. So I'm also going to be doing that. So today is Saturday, May 24th. It's Memorial Day weekend. I am staying in a really lovely home. I'm a digital nomad, which is part of why I'm creating the YouTube channel. Um, just to kind of document my experience as I'm doing this journey. But I'm also on I'm just on a live life well journey. And I feel like so much of my life, whether internally or externally, has been some sort of struggle, some sort of hardship. And I'm just really over it. I'm just over it in so many ways. I'm over, um, just over it. I'm just over struggle. I'm ready for the soft life. I'm ready for some ease. I'm ready for some just enjoying life. I'm tired of struggling. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of striving. Um, I am very purpose driven. So for me, that doesn't mean literally not working. Um, but it just means exploring a lifestyle that feels like it's in alignment with my truth. It feels like it's just something that feels good to me? And so, anyways, I've done a lot of work mentally and emotionally and spiritually, a lot of work. I'm a mental health coach. I'm also a spiritual seeker. I've done a lot of studying in all of those realms. But I think the one place that I have kind of always neglected or always gets on the back burner. I 1,000 times will read a book over and over and over again before I will choose to do something to be in my body. I like going for walks and I love swimming at the ocean. And I'm finding my groove a little bit with yoga and Pilates, but not my favorite. Anyways, so I kind of just went through recently. So I've been on my nomad journey for 2 months now. It's the 24th. I started on March 21st. What's really cool is that I'm actually like 8 weeks later in the same house that I started in, um, which feels amazing. So I house sit. That's part of how I do this is I house sit and pet sit for people. And so it's really cool. It's kind of like a little bit of a coming full circle moment. So the first little bit of my journey was like super blissed out. It was so amazing. And I was like, oh my gosh, the world is so incredible. I've been in Florida this whole time. I think Florida is a super cool state. Like just straight magic has happened here. For me and my experience, the nature is incredible. I love it. And the people have been really, really amazing too. Um, and so anyways, I, the first 4 weeks or so were amazing. 3 or 4 weeks were amazing. And then I kind of crashed. Um, I kind of just went into like a little bit of a depressive state. I think it was just the transition, right? It was like, okay, how do I find my balance now? What does my new routine look like? I don't have a physical space, like a stable physical space. It's always changing, so having physical cues to help me stay in routine, it was just not something that's there, right? My everything looks different. The days that I travel change every time. So there was just a lot that and obviously being uprooted from being in a permanent residence um, is just very different. And so there was just an adjustment, obviously. And so I was kind of like processing through that. And then I was also like, it just felt like I was also shedding parts of my identity that really like no longer served, like, and really like parts of my identity, but also perspectives, like just the way that I'm looking at things was evolving. And a part of that evolving was like letting go of some of the beliefs and perspectives and habits of thought and just literal habits that no longer serve me. And so I was doing like a lot of reflecting, and I recognized how heavily I was leaning on food and television for comfort and for I will say like a little bit of escaping, right? Like I noticed that on a couple of my travel days, it would be like, oh, I'm kind of exhausted from traveling and driving and settling and figuring out you know, the lay of the land for the new place and making sure that the old place was all buttoned up and everything was taken care of there. And it was just kind of exhausting. And I would like fall into this, oh, well, let me just go either get some takeout or go to the grocery store and get some food and maybe smoke a little or maybe get a little drink or something and just kind of like turn on the TV, and then I'll just like, I don't know, kind of like numb out a little bit. Like that was just my comfort source. And this showed up when I had a physical, like permanent residence too. Yeah, just in a different way. And I just really recognized that like, I don't want, it just felt like a little bit addictive. Like it felt like a little bit of like, I was leaning on food and television to cope and to relax and to, um, especially with smoking green. Like I would use that to relax. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like there's nothing wrong with any of that. But for me, I was using it, it just didn't feel healthy anymore. Like it just felt like I was using it on the addictive end of the spectrum, like on the, like, I need this to relax. I need this to feel better in this moment. Like I've had like a busy day or a hard day. Like I need this to calm down. And like, I just don't like that kind of like, that was not feeling in alignment with my truth. Like I want to try new practices like breath work or going for a walk or doing a yoga or reading to calm down, like something that's really supportive and nurturing for my nervous system and for my body. So, okay, whew, long intro there, but let's talk about that coming into the body. So that's kind of where the concept of this fast came. And really the concept of this fast, I mean, that contributed to it, but the concept of the fast kind of came, I would say, more intuitively or more like as a guidance. I was just kind of like randomly scrolling social media, and or I might have like gotten a newsletter from someone that I'm subscribed to, and that led to me looking at someone's page, and I don't know, just like down the road, down the rabbit hole I go, and I was looking at someone's stories and they were sharing about their 7-day fast. And I have fasted before. I've never done a 7-day fast. I think the longest I've done is like 3.5 or 4 days. But I have fasted a good bit in the past 5 or 6 years or so. Not religiously. It's been sporadic. But anyways, just got I just kind of got like, this is something that I need to do. Because my body, again, as I said, like is kind of like been my last frontier of coming into right relationship with that. Like, so mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, the physical plane. It's what I struggle with the most. And so, yeah, so the reason for doing the fast, like the person that I was watching, um, her name, I don't know, her Instagram name is Medicine Mommy. And she was just, she was talking about it from like a spiritual perspective a little bit. Like, I don't know. Anyways, I don't need to like go, like I am not one to speak to her experience. I'm not trying to speak to her experience, but it was just kind of a piece of inspiration for me. And I think that in other studies that I've been in recently, it's just all of these things kind of came together, and especially the concept of being in right relationship to things, being in right relationship to my body and to myself and to my finances and in my relationships and in my business and just everywhere, right? What does being in right relationship feel like? And it feels supportive, and it feels balanced, and it feels nourishing, and it feels uplifting, and it feels stable, and it feels safe, and it feels, lots of other things that um, that there too. And so with my body, I've pretty much always ignored it. I don't really listen to my body very well. Um, I will eat when I'm not hungry because I just enjoy food. I will overeat. That's a really big one. Um, partially because I enjoy it, but partially because, again, it's like on the addiction thing. Like there's something about being full that feels safe to me. Like it feels like, okay, like I don't, like I'm just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what that really is. Like I think I've reflected on it a bit, and I think it just really has something to do with safety and comfort. Like I just feel like when I have a full belly, like all is good in the world, like I don't have to worry about anything. I could just relax. And so overeating is something that, again, right, that like goes on the end of the spectrum of addiction. And that's just not something that I really, it doesn't feel like it's in right relationship then to me. It feels like it's out of balance. And so the reason I'm fasting is not like directly to, like I'm not like starving myself or like going on the opposite end of the spectrum of overeating or anything like that. It's more about learning to listen to my body, learning to be in right relationship with my body, learning to also like just notice, like, what is my body saying to me? What is what does this hunger pain feel like? Or what is my energy doing in my body? Where, what is my, just what does it all feel like when I really slow down and create an intentional space to connect with my body? The other thing that loops in here that I'm thinking of is like somatics. mental health is so, everything is linked, right? These four bodies that we're talking about here, they're all linked. It's all a part of our holistic health. It's all part of our beingness. And so I just can't neglect the body anymore, because the body will tell us what we're experiencing. It will tell us when we have a need. It will tell us when we're at capacity and we have a limit and we need to establish a boundary. It will tell us when maybe we have a reactionary experience to something that might be pointing to a trauma that maybe is surfacing to be healed, right? It tells us so many things. It's so wise and intelligent. And I have just always not listened and not paid attention and overrode what my body was saying. Oh, I'm full. I'm going to keep going because it's tasty. I'm tired. I'm going to push through anyways, right? Like, all of these things that I've just constantly overridden my body, and I don't want to do that anymore. So part of this fast is really about creating a special container for my body where I'm not only giving my body the chance to heal itself, because that's really like, that's probably like the top reason I'm doing this, is really to just give my body an opportunity to use these 7 days to not worry about spending energy on digesting food, but to just heal, get into a state of autophagy, doing that, like, I don't know, spring cleanup or whatever the body does when it goes into a fasted state. And so that's really it. Like the number one reason. But yes, like also to just learn to listen to my body and to pay attention, and to give my body rest. And I took the week off, so I'm not going to be working with clients one-to-one, which takes a lot of energy. I will probably be doing some creative work because I don't know. We're going to see. I'm just going to take it really slow and see what my body says. What is my body telling me that it needs? Um, yeah, it's 6:30 p.m. And this is day one, so I haven't eaten anything. So even right now, my energy is okay. There's a yawn. So the other reason why I wanted to do this is for spiritual reasons. There's a lot of spiritual traditions that use fasting as a way to get closer to God. And again, everything is energy, right? So if I'm not processing and moving through and digesting food, then my vessel has a greater capacity to receive receive and attune to other frequencies, right? It becomes more sensitive, more finely tuned, because there's not energy being diverted to digestion. And so, yeah, connecting to God is really the other reason, connecting to my gifts. So this morning I went to the beach because this lovely house is literally a 6-minute walk to a private beach. It's incredible. And I wrote in my journal the intentions that I have, and I just wanted to share that here as part of the journey. And kind of the two reasons, right? The intention is really like detoxing, healing, like releasing whatever it is that my body needs to release, like a little bit of like a kind of a purging, and then to connect more deeply to spirit, which again is why I'm doing some of the teas. I don't know, I'm like, can you see my teas that are no, you can't, but they're over there. So I'm just letting you know for whatever reason. to connect to the spirit of tea. So connecting to plant medicine, and this is not psychedelic plant medicine. This is just, again, I have some Tulsi Holy Basil that I'm using the plants that I have done either plant dietas or plant studies with, and that's Tulsi Holy Basil and rose. So those are the plants that I'm kind of leaning on as a way to, again, just love on my body and connect to the spirit of those plants, and connect to the spirit of Mother Earth, and stay kind of grounded and connected in that way. And yeah, some of my really, like, my gifts. I'm really curious to see if I remove food from my body physically, but also remove food from my mind, like, and like the addictive relationship that I have to food in my mind, and I remove that distraction. Um, not, I want to be mindful there of, like, when I say like that distraction, I mean like more like just, I want to sever the relating to food in that way. I want to like hit the reset button on relating to food in that way and really change my relationship with that and let my body be the leading guide in how I relate to food, and let my body, let me eat this apple. And what does that feel like in my body? What does my body notice and do and feel like when I do this? Do I get gassy? Do I get bloated? Do I get nothing but beautiful energy? What happens when I eat this or this or this? And so coming back out of the fast, I'm going to go slow and be intentional um, about how I'm reintroducing and re-relating to food in a new way, in a way that honors my body and listens to my body first. So, yeah, I lost my train of thought a bit. Just connecting like to my gifts spiritually. So yeah, like when I don't have the distraction of food in that way, and I'm not thinking about food, whenever, and I'm really slowing down and resting, what is my meditation going to look like? I'm going to do some automatic writing, I think. And even just coming into my body, and I probably will do some soft yoga. I was swimming earlier. I will probably am going to swim every day. That's not a commitment. It's just it's there and it's beautiful and it's perfect, and why not? There is rain on the forecast though, so we'll see. Anyways, yeah, so opening into my spiritual gifts and seeing if I can open my channel and just seeing if I can use this container really to just connect more deeply to me, to all of me, to all four of my bodies, mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical, and just create this beautiful container, this loving container where I'm just holding myself. I'm not hiding from myself. I'm not hiding in food. I'm not hiding in television. I'm not hiding and trying to escape anything. I'm just being with myself and holding myself and loving myself and seeing what comes through and allowing whatever comes through to come through and just being with me. And so, yeah, I wanted to document kind of this experience and capture it and honor it, because this is something that feels really sacred This isn't, I was telling a friend about it and they were like, is this to lose weight? And I said, no, it's not at all about that. And really, uh, when you're fasting, I mean, I've never fasted for 7 days, but you gain a lot of that weight back. So it's really not like a good approach to losing weight anyways. But that's not what it's for. It's to rewire and rewrite the relationship that I have with my body and to kind of be a reset button and also just an honoring experience where I just honor my body and listen to my body and give my body an opportunity to reset. And hopefully it will reset any hormones that might be awry or any adrenal functioning that might be awry. That like then yes, like what is my nervous system doing also has a big play. I think wanting to deepen into my sensitivity around noticing when I'm in a regulated state and when I'm not, because my mind is just so very strong, so very quick that I, I have kind of like a lot of mental energy in human design. Like my ajna and my throat are defined and nothing else is defined in my chart. Um, and so I get into creative projects. I get into um, my, like just thinking about my business, thinking about my dreams, I spend a lot of time in my head. And again, I will override my body in doing so. And so sometimes when I'm spending time in my head, I'm not noticing, oh, I need to rest. Oh, I need to pause and I need to go do something to come back into a regulated state. Like, and it's not even like a bad thing. It's not like a stress, like I'm stressed kind of thing. But it's just, I will overexert myself because I'm not paying attention to my body. And so tuning into like what that feels like and becoming more sensitive and more acutely aware of what being regulated and unregulated or activated and or right feels like in my body. I feel like I had a thought that went somewhere. Anyways, so I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, I just wanted to capture this journey. I think that fasting, I think that uh, I want to start doing it probably quarterly, not necessarily 7-day fast quarterly, but um, maybe a 3 or 4 day fast quarterly. I think it's a good, there's so much research and there's so many people coming out now that are demonstrating and showing the benefits of fasting. And again, this has been a spiritual tradition in many different spiritual traditions for thousands of years. So um, our bodies are really intelligent, and um, yeah, I just want to explore that and connect with that more deeply and be in right relationship to my body and be in right relationship to my mind and just deepen my health and wellness in this area, because I'm just wanting to deepen my health and wellness in every area of my being and my life, internally and externally. They're one and the same, as within, so without. And so that's really why I'm doing this. And so I just wanted to share, um, this isn't about, again, beating myself up. This isn't a punishment. And so maybe I will not make it the 7 days. Maybe my body will say, ooh, this was a little too intense. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not trying to override my body. So I'm just trying to listen and respect and honor it. So we'll see what happens. But also I want to honor what comes up and trust the process. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I wanted to document the experience. And so yeah, I right now, again, for like more, I guess, literal documentation purposes, um, I think the last time I started I use the Zero app to track fasts. I ate dinner last night. I think the last bite I had to eat was around like 8 or 8:30. Um, and it's 6:45 now. So it's been about 22 hours. Um, and yeah, I've had a couple of hunger pangs, nothing too intense. Um, I've had a couple of yawns just since being on this video. Like, I think I am pretty tired. Like I went to the beach and I did a little bit of swimming, and I've taken the dogs for like just really short walks, but I haven't done a lot today. I've done probably a couple hours worth of work, but nothing too intense. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty done now. I'm feeling pretty done with this video now even. Like, I kind of just want to go drink some water, and I do have to take the dogs out one more time, and then I'm just going to relax for the rest of the night. So that's where I'm at. Just, yeah, my energy is kind of tanking. The hunger pangs are not too bad. I know in my fast previously, I have pretty wild dreams about food, usually not the first night. Because sometimes I will just go throughout the day and not even eat. Depending on the day, and like be fine. Um, so usually not the first day, but like the second or third night, I will get some pretty vivid food dreams. So we'll see. I think I want to note that also. So when I pop on here tomorrow, I will share what dreams surface or didn't. I'm also curious to see if in doing this, my dreams just in general become more vivid and lucid. Oh, also, I also do have, that reminds me, blue lotus tea. I have blue lotus flowers that I will also probably have throughout this. So, oh my goodness. Okay. So my body's saying we're done now. We need to go. So I'm going to wrap this up. It is wrapped up, actually. I've said all I needed to say. If you're on the internet and you've just spent however long this video is listening to me, thank you. Thank you. Hi, I'm Renata. Thank you for playing along on my journey or following along on my journey. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions, or if you want to yell at me like people like to do on the internet, or if you want to support me. All is welcome. Just sending love. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you. And even if you didn't, thank you. And yeah, okay. I don't know how to end this, so I'm just going to say goodbye. Goodbye.